Hi and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new to my channel, my name is Joanne, and I feature travel content, specifically on airlines, lounges, good food, restaurants, and my favorite destinations, whether that's in the US, Europe, or Asia. So today I am on board Air France. This was actually my flight last summer, August 2025. And this was a flight I was looking forward to. I was supposed to be on their A350 for the first time, but then they actually bumped me to another flight. So from 1A, seat 1A on A350, I was then moved to this aircraft, Boeing 777, but I'm still on business class. So I'm just grateful that Air France reached out to me and made the arrangements. And I was still able to fly, in fact, an hour earlier than I was supposed to. I just needed to make sure that I still stuck to the same dates because I was going to Toulouse, France, to see one of my really good friends who has a beautiful house with her family in Toulouse. So I was spending a couple of days there in the summer. But first, of course, I was going to take this flight from New York to Paris. So sit tight. I will not be doing voiceover for the rest of the video for you to just appreciate the experience. I'm going to showcase the menu on board, how it looks like, the seat, the experience. And I also wanted to just showcase that they then brought me to showcase the La Première. Luke was one of the best pursers I've ever had on any flight. And David was the chief purser on the flight. So I met them both. And they also took the opportunity to showcase the La Première cabin. So more on that later. In the meantime, sit, watch, and relax and enjoy. So since they bumped me to another flight, I did pre-order an original meal from my original flight, but of course it wasn't available. So I just wanted to shout out Luke for getting me this veal entree and dish. It was so good. And the next morning is, of course, breakfast. I just want to say that Air France actually does really, really good omelets. And of course, you have the usual French pastries and jam, confiture, and butter that you need. And here, welcome to the La Première cabin. Luke really was eager and excited to show me the La Première cabin and introduce me to Camille. Camille is a La Première hostess, and she was very kind, very nice, really showcased the La Première amenities, the seats, the features, and I mean, really, truly, you have how many windows? The light alone is worth paying for, the comfort, and the one-to-one service. It's if you have the means to fly La Première, then by all means treat yourself and indulge, because I think it's really worth it. I would love a longer flight though, and not just New York to Paris if that is the case, right? You want to indulge as much. So maybe I'd do Paris to Asia or something like that. But I thought you'd appreciate that they did show me the La Première area. And I just want to say thank you to Camille and Luke and David. Camille went over to my seat later on and gave me this amenity kit from La Première, and I didn't expect that. So thanks so much, Camille, and Luke and David. It was a great flight. Now we're taxiing to the gate, Charles de Gaulle. So it was a pleasant flight. And since I am going to connect to Toulouse in a couple of hours, I do have a couple of hours to indulge in the Air France Lounge. So if you haven't seen, I have a separate video or two on the Air France Lounge in Paris. It's their flagship lounge. They have it in a couple of their terminals in CDG. But if you have a couple of minutes, stay back until the end of the video and watch how I featured the Air France Lounge. Lots of good food, lots of good light, lots of good space, and something that definitely is worth it that comes to the price that you're paying for with business class. So make sure as much as possible that you do have enough time to enjoy the lounge and not just rush off to your next destination. If time is something that you have, which is a luxury for all of us, and you can have a relaxing layover, please factor that and plan for that, to have at least 2 hours in the lounge if possible, to take a breather, relax, refresh yourself, sleep if you want, or just indulge with good coffee, good food, or champagne. So stay tuned and watch the rest of the video. And here we are at the Air France Flagship Lounge, one of the lounges in Charles de Gaulle. It's a 2-level, really spacious, incredible space. And you will really appreciate it if you get to see and experience it for yourself. I love all the light that comes in. I love all the space. Different kinds of seats, different kinds of sections and areas, as you can expect in any lounge. But I believe that there was so much thought in the architecture of the space, the interior design of it, the food selection, and all the offerings that comes in the space. So again, as much as possible, if Paris is not your final destination, which in this case was, for me, I was going to Toulouse in the next 2 to 3 hours. I got to enjoy again one of my favorite lounges, one of my favorite airline lounges in the world. Part of the reason why I love flying with Air France is I get to enjoy their lounge and their offerings. So here I get to show you all the breads, the food, the offering, the drinks, and the space that comes along with it. So enjoy. And if you do love watching content about travel, good food, airlines, lounges, nice, finer things, and elevated travel content, please follow me and subscribe to my channel so that you don't get to miss out on content and so that you can support me in my little passion project as well. And if you are in your family or friends would love to fly Air France or are fans of Air France, please feel free to comment or share this with your family or friends to entice them more to fly to Air France or to Paris or wherever they fly to. And thank you for the support. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sharing. And thank you for subscribing, most importantly. Thank you for supporting me with my little passion project. Enjoy. Okay, about to wrap up here. So just wanted to thank you again. Please watch my next video specific to Toulouse. Merci, à revoir.